Hello, welcome to this short video on revision. The first thing that you have at your disposal is the examination and revision guide which has been sent to you as part of your course material. Have a look at that, and it's worth studying in depth for a number of reasons. Firstly, it gives some general advice on revision techniques, but most of all it talks about what is required in the exam. Now, as I will be arguing in tutorials, the exams are a game not in the sense of some fun, but in the sense of there are rules that you need to abide by. Some of those rules relate to the amount of time that you have available, and as if you're playing any other game, break the rules and you get penalised. So if you've got 4 questions to answer in 3 hours, and they have equal marks, then make sure that you give equal time to them. You won't get any benefit from doing 3 excellent questions and trying to get the last one done in 5 minutes. So make sure you know the rules of the game, also what they are looking for from your answers, and there's a table in there as for the TMAs, which sets out exactly what is expected for each marking band. So know what they're looking for. In my experience, there are a number of reasons why people don't do as well in exams as they have done in assignments. And a key to it is that in the assignments they've thought about the issues, they've developed critical evaluation of some of the issues and claims about those issues, but when it comes to the exam there's a tendency to concentrate just on facts, and exam answers can be very descriptive when, as you'll see from the tables, we expect the same level of critical evaluation. So when doing your revision, yes, facts are important, but do make sure that you are addressing some of the arguments, the issues which you'll be asked to comment on and to explain. And it's a real tragedy that you see students who've shown a really good standard throughout their assignments, when they're faced with the exams, go back to basics and give a basic answer which will pass, but not at the level which their understanding and their previous work deserves. So how do you revise? Well, the answer is personal to you. Each of us have different ways of learning, different ways of remembering things. And I would say, as the notes say, find out what works best for you. There are some excellent techniques, some of them will work for you, others won't. If you haven't tried other ones, give them a try. You may find that in the past you've not used techniques which will reduce the stress of revising and will actually be more effective. But if there are things that you find just don't work for you, then don't try plodding on with them if they're not effective. So again, what sort of techniques are often used? Be careful with note-taking. I have seen students write out huge chunks of material from manuals. Well, I'm sure it's good for the soul, but it's not a very effective exam technique. The research suggests that condensing information is what's key. The more and more you can condense and condense and condense, the better the recall. And you know, when it talks about we talk about other techniques like using case cards. Again, it's a common mistake of students try and write down as much on the card as they possibly can. Condensing is the key. So have a look at your manuals, have a look at your previous notes, have a look at your TMAs, and reduce the information to its key points. Because what you're doing, one, you're making it more memorable, And secondly, by doing this, you're also making the links between that information and the others. And I often give the example of Donoghue and Stevenson. You can write out the whole case judgment, well, lots of irrelevant facts. The key points can be reduced, and you can reduce it further until the ideal will be a single word will trigger all that you know about Donoghue and Stevenson, and usually that trigger is snail. Facts are very vivid, and having identified the snail, you'll remember the name of the case, Donoghue and Stevenson, and I guarantee that's one of the few cases that, you know, in decades to come, you'll still remember Donoghue and Stevenson because of that word snail and decomposing snail, and the very picture of that poor woman pouring out the remaining part of her ginger beer and finding that decomposing snail. But it'll link to the subject, negligence, and that will probably link on to the 3 points that need to be proved in negligence: that there must be a duty of care, that duty must have been breached, and harm has resulted from that breach. So condense, you can do it in a hierarchical form, in notes, or you can use, some people call them spidergrams, others use mind maps. Again, techniques that rely on connections, and as far as is possible, on using all different senses. So as with Donoghue and Stevenson, don't only think of the names, think of the picture that it gives, think of the emotions that you feel when you think about that decomposing snail coming out of the ginger beer bottle, and using all your senses, you're keeping them in your mind. Case cards used by law students almost since time immemorial. Very useful to keep the information. As I say, the key to it is condensing the key information. What are the most relevant facts from the case, and what is the point of law? You might want to, on that case note, link it to similar cases. So if you've got one for R&G, those of you doing 201, the link to the Caldwell cases and Cunningham cases. So links, condensing, that's the key to revision. Do plan your time. The next few weeks will go quickly, or will take their time depending on how you plan things. It really will rush if you don't set aside time, set aside targets for what you want to cover. And as I say, concentrate on that condensing. Okay, all the best.